Hello, my name is Gilbert Helton, and this is the second video of this week's lab portion. This is the dissection part of the pig. Previously was the first video, which was the sheep heart. So without further ado, let's zoom in on this pig and get this done. First, we're asked to discuss the pericardium, which is the outer portion coating of the heart. So if you see here, beneath the chest cavity in that pericardial sac is the heart. Same thing on the other side, it's still the heart. That coating is the pericardium. Next is diaphragm. Diaphragm is this thin layer of muscle tissue just beneath the lungs, which expands and contracts as the breathing occurs. Third, the heart itself, which is the muscular organ inside this pericardial sac on each side. That is the heart. The internal jugular is the nearest vein to the trachea. So it'd be this blue vein right here, right next to the trachea, which has the rings on it. Next will be the external jugular, which is the second nearest vein. So, let's see, I can see better on this side. This is the first vein. The second vein would be the external jugular. The right and left jugulars are represented by each side. Simply put, right and left side of the pig, the jugular, the nearest vein. That indicates the right and left jugular. The superior vena cava, which is the anterior large opening at the top of the heart. That's the one that I'm having a little trouble seeing, but it's just the large opening at the top of the heart. It's the largest vein in the body on the top of the heart. The aorta, which is the large opening, it's the largest artery in the body, on top of the heart as well. So, of course, the vena cava would be the blue one, because it's a vein, and the artery would not be blue. The brachiocephalic artery, which is the ascending artery on the top of the heart, located right in the center, right there. From there, we're going to go to the right subclavian artery, which is the first branch to the pig's right. So if I'm laying down, the pig's right is on this side. And it's going to branch off right here. That is the brachiocephalic artery. I'm sorry, the right subclavian artery. The right carotid artery, which is the right of the trachea. So again, pig's right. First artery to the right is the right carotid artery. Awesome. So continuing on, we're going to now discuss the inferior neck region of the pig. The right lymphatic duct, which is located just behind the pig's right subclavian vein, which is right here. So the duct in there is the right lymphatic duct. The abdominal region, so we're going to discuss the cisterna chyli, I believe it's pronounced. I don't know how it's pronounced. But anyway, that's going to be down here in the middle of the pig, just below the ribs. So, can you come on this side? Can show you the ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right there, the ribs. So it's going to be right to the middle right here. Okay? From there, we're going to go to the the thoracic duct, which is beneath the left subclavian. So now we're going to switch sides over here. That's also thoracic duct. That's the left thoracic duct. The left internal jugular, which is the vein nearest the pig's trachea on its left side, as discussed earlier, will be right here. Subclavian vein is just superior to the heart, which we've gone over several times now. The lymph nodes in the cervical, axillary, and inguinal regions are, starting with the cervical region, the lateral retropharyngeal, the mandibular, the accessory mandibular, the parotid, the media retropharyngeal, the dorsal superficial cervical, the ventral superficial cervical, and then from there we're going to go to the axillary region. The axillary, it's actually the axillary node, which is near the pig's first rib, which is its top rib, just on the outside of the armpit area. The inguinal region consists of the lateral iliac, the medial iliac, the sacral, the anorectal, the uterine, and the aortic lumbar. Those are the lymph nodes in each of the three regions. The thymus, just scoot in here. The thymus is on the pig's throat. So it's on the pig's left. It's the tube just to the left over here. There's a little tube. That'd be the thymus. And the spleen, which overlaps the bottom of the stomach just to the northeast position of the intestines. So let me open up a little bit. You see this flap right here? That is the spleen. Larynx, which is superior to the trachea. So again, the trachea's got the tubes. The tube above, which I cut through as well, is the larynx. The trachea, as mentioned, has the tubes. The external lungs is the outside of the lungs. So I'm going to open that up. You can see the lungs here. and here. Those are the external lungs. The lobes, starting on I'm gonna start on the pig's left, the top left, all the way to the bottom left, and then I'll go from the top right to the bottom right. Would be the left cranial lobe, the right, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start on the right. The right cranial lobe, the right middle lobe, the right accessory lobe, the right caudal lobe, and then switching sides to the left is the left cranial, left middle, and left caudal lobes. The thoracic duct, again, is beneath the subclavian vein. It's listed several times in the instruction, that's why I keep mentioning it. The ileus is the space inside the opening of the kidney. So if you think of the kidney as a C, the opening here is the ileus. I did not cut the kidney out because it's so far buried. However, right here is the kidney. So think of it, it's like bean shape, but the C opening, that's the ileus. The visceral pleura is the thin layer that supports fibrous tissue in which the lymphatic vessels run through. The bronchus is the tube just superior to the lungs. So here's my lungs. Let me see if I can, everything's coming out. There's a tube right here, that's the bronchus. And finally, again, it's mentioned again as the diaphragm, that thin layer of muscle that contracts and expands as breathing occurs. Back on me. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video.